everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs. It's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Well, today we are doing our next installment of our series, our card layout designs, the Master Layout series, and today we're going to be working with Master Layouts 4. Wow, I can't believe it. I mean, we are moving through, and we really appreciate your patience with us last week. We took a little break from this series last week, but we are back into it again, and I was up late last night working on my binder, and I'm excited for you guys to work on yours too. So this is so much fun. Before we get started today, though, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Happy crafternoon, everybody.
How are you?
I am better than horrible in the dead space.
And the signs say it too.
Long-awaited return to the Master Layouts series.
I know. We were on a roll there for 3 weeks in a row, but we had to take a little break. But we're back now, right?
Good. It's good to get a breather. That was quite a lot of information.
It was, and it's a lot. I mean, if somebody's just trying to keep up too, it's good to have that little break to get all caught up and get their binders ready to go. I found out, Tom, that my binder is too small.
Oh, you need a 2-inch binder?
Well, this is a 1.5 inch. I might think even a 3-inch. I don't know.
7-inch binder? Uh-oh. Here we go.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do mine in like parts. Maybe I'll do all 1.5 inch binders, and I'll just put down the spine here, like Master Layouts 1 through 5, and then I'll do 6 through 10. You know, and then I'll have a bunch of them because I guess that could get a little unruly, right?
Yes.
If it's too big.
Yes, you have one of your squares up there to store them.
Yes, I have my squares. Yes, for sure.
Perfect.
All right. Well, do you have a word of the day later?
I think I might, yes.
Good. All right. Well, we'll be looking forward to that, especially when I'm taking my time and laying things out. It's always nice to have a little bit of humor coming in. So
okay, we'll see what we can do.
All right. Okay, well, let's take a look at the binder once again. And for anybody that's new here, if you're new to this series, if you go to the blog, which is at ginakdesigns.com, and then you just click on the blog tab, you'll see templates and charts. And this is the cover page that you can download for the front of your binder. And then going forward, all you have to do is scan this QR code, and it'll always take you back to that page, so you can always get the latest sheets that I've added to the binder. So today we are working with Master Layouts 4. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and where is it now? Here it is, 4, Master Layouts 4. So here is today's downloadable sheet that you can download and print. This is the Master Layouts 4 sizing sheet. It has all of the dies that are in here. These are not actual size, but all of the dies that are in the set. And then it has all of the sizes, and that didn't print all the way. So you know what? If yours didn't print all the way, just let me know. I'll redo it. I'll move this up a little bit so that it won't get cut off, and it'll work for every printer. Sorry about that. I'll take care of that as soon as I get done the live today. And then we have this sheet right here that you can print out, and this is the Master Layouts 4 idea sheet. Now, Master Layouts 4 is a really interesting die set because when I designed Master Layouts 4, I was thinking of ways that I could add new elements to Master Layouts 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you might find these particular layouts a little bland compared to how I design my cards when I'm actually using these products, because I would like to mix these with Master Layouts 1, 2, and 3. And I'll be doing a little bit of that today. But we're going to use these designs as the basic template, and then we'll add to it by mixing and matching some of the other designs. Now, I have my little bits and pieces here all cut out. And the thing that's nice about these, again, if you're new to the series, I like to have all of the bits and pieces cut out for each of the sets. You can see I have them for Master Layouts 3, I have them for Master Layouts 2, and I have them here for Master Layouts 1. I like to have these out when I'm mixing and matching to see what looks good with something else. So I might want to use this panel here, this scalloped panel, and I might want to see how that's going to look with maybe an element. Let's pull one out here. I know there's a lot of white cardstock here, so I'll get onto the gray tabletop. But let me pull out Master Layouts 3 here. Okay, so maybe, you know, you're looking at this from Master Layouts 4, and you're thinking, how can I use that with some of the other master layouts that I have? So you could pull out some of the pieces from maybe Master Layouts 3, and you might think to yourself, well, you know what might be fun? To have like a circle here and a circle here done in pattern paper, and then pop this up on top, and then put my focal elements, my focal images on top here to kind of give it a, yeah, I'm just grabbing some images here out of my little bits and pieces. But, you know, let's see how that would look using some of the elements from Master Layouts 3. And then I would cut these in pattern paper just to give it a little bit of interest. So you can see how die cutting all of the pieces and having them loose, you can mix and match and try out a few things and see how they're going to look together. Okay, so that's the purpose of these bits and pieces. The other purpose of these bits and pieces is to cut out, wait a minute, I'm dropping things over here. To cut out, let me put Master Layouts 3 away right now because I don't want to get the pieces mixed up. I'll put that back in my Master Layouts 3 spot. And then we'll talk a little bit more about this other template that we have here that we cut out. So this template here is the 2 flag dies that come in this set. Can you move me out of there, Tom, just so that I have the full screen? So these are the 2 flag dies, and I've cut them out so that I can test different stamps. For example, let's find a stamp set here. Find something that... All right, so here's a stamp set. This is the Ornate Birds. So maybe I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I would like to have the thankful cutout for my card, and then I want to see, I want to use For All You Do. Now, what flags do I have in my collection, these little sentiment strip type flags that will fit? So you can lay them right on top to see, oh yeah, that's going to look nice, or oh, that's just maybe a little too tight. I don't like the way that looks, but that might look a little bit better for a different one that you have in your collection somewhere. So these are kind of little peeps, you know, little peepholes that you can see how these are going to work. So I always like to keep one of those for every master layout set if it has sentiment strips. And some of them do, some of them don't, but this set does. And I like these because they're very thin sentiment strips, so they're kind of good for those really skinny little greetings. Okay, so then now, let's see. Let's talk about these different designs that I laid out here. So these are just some ideas. Remember, these sets are just getting bigger and more interesting as we move through the master layouts. So normally I do 4, but now, like this one, I had to do 6 just to get a little bit of everything in. What you're going to do is you're going to take these designs and you're going to create your own versions of them in real size, actual size. This way you can use these are your try me panels, okay? So you want to try something out. Now these are all vertical cards, but they didn't fit vertically in my book, so I would just take that out and turn it this way to see how something would look. So you can see here, okay, one thing I want to tell you about these is, and I put this on the idea sheet. Let's find the idea sheet here. This is an oval that's not in the set, and this is a circle that's not in the set. And it says here, use any circle die, circle not included in this set. Use any oval die, oval not included in this set. We all have our basic shape dies, and if you don't, it might be a good thing to invest in. I just used a big oval here just to kind of show you what that layout would look like. And you can see that I actually did this one a little bit different because in this design I used a smaller oval and I put the flag under it. Here I used a bigger oval and I put the flag over it. So I'm trying to provide you with as many ideas as I possibly can, and showing you just how to mix some of your basic shapes into some of these sets as well. Okay, so this is a fun one with the heart and the 3 little buttons. Now these buttons actually do have holes in them. You don't have to punch the holes out if you don't want to. You could leave them in there and maybe just put a little glue or tape on the back to keep them in. But if you want to, you can thread baker's twine through there and you can make it like a real button. You can do the wood graining technique and cut these out and they'll look like wooden buttons. So lots of fun ways you can do this. Cut them out of metallic paper or foiled paper so they look like shiny buttons like I have here on my sleeve. So lots of fun ways to use those buttons. And here I just used the heart, the shadow layer, and that sentiment strip. So let's just look at these two and we'll do a couple little quick layouts. Now I have all kinds of things that I've cut out. I have, like, I made so many things. I've got our ephemera here, which I think is really pretty and fun too. I have all of these pieces. These are all my bits and pieces. And this is something that I do. Well, I did a lot of these for you guys so that we could do these videos. But when I don't have mojo, I just pick stamp sets and die sets that I like. And I just cut and color and cut them out. And then I just have them in my collection ready to go. I also did a couple, I did these this morning before I came to work because I wanted to make sure that I at least got one card in with our current kit, because I know a lot of you have our current kit, so I wanted to try that. And I did cut out a couple of the sentiment strips with the coordinating die. So let's just use these, for example, on this oval. So lots of ways that you can do this, right? You can just do a big flower here. All right, let's grab these flowers. We can do a couple of these in here, like that. My hands are cold, so I'm like struggling a little. I'll just slide them off the end here. But here, how simple you can do a layout with this. And then, let's see, I have in my thoughts here, or you make me so grateful. So if I did make me so grateful here, and then I use the you, let's pick that up. We could put the you here, make me so grateful. So that's a really pretty layout, right? Super easy to do, but it accents that beautiful scalloped die that comes in Master Layouts 4. All right, let's do another one over here. So this one, I love this heart. I think that is so pretty. Let's try to find something that'll work here with the, it doesn't have to work with the pink, but here I could put this and wrap it around the heart and then make these buttons in a purple and pop the buttons up, or just use 2 of the buttons, or move the buttons up here. So you don't have to do this exact layout. You can kind of move things around a little bit and do it more the way that you would want to see it done. So something like that, and then we need a small sentiment strip. So I don't really have one cut out, so I'll just use, I'll use this again, and we'll use the UR from the new kit. So we could do that. You are in my thoughts. So see how easy that is? Just one of those big cluster type flowers to wrap around the heart, and the heart gives it so much personality. Now, this to me is a little plain. It's just my opinion, but it's a little plain. So I might like to add the scalloped piece behind here, and then add the heart, and then the buttons. But if you want to go a little bit more simple, you could do just a simple background technique or an embossing folder and just pop your heart on and keep it a little bit more simple like this. All right, so there are a couple ideas right there. Now let's take a look at the next ones. All right, so here are some other ones. I really like this. I think this is super fun. This I like for like big floral arrangements where you're like mixing and matching flowers together. Or you could do kind of a swag kind of thing here. I always feel like I say that wrong, but you could do something like that around the bottom. You could also do like side flowers. So you could have a flower here and a flower here, like that. You can also just do one flower, make it a big one that comes over half the circle. And then you could do you are. And then this flag down here, you can stamp right on it, or you can add the cross flag like that and have it jazzed up that way. So what a fun layout that is. I think that that's really cool. And you know what else I really like about this particular layout? If you have somebody that's just achieved something really big, you can use this almost like a ribbon, like they won a ribbon, you know, and you could do a floral design or a butterfly or birds or whatever. You could put it on here and then you could do congratulations down here. And it kind of feels a little bit like an award. So I do like this layout for something like that. Now this one, this is a super simple layout. And you might be thinking, what would I ever want to use that for? But there are times where we have created some beautiful designs. Now let me show you a couple that I'm talking about. So for example, this was a video that I did a long time ago for Simon Says Stamp. I was on their YouTube channel and I did a video showing how you can use foil, see that little foil, with alcohol inks. So this is just an alcohol ink panel, and once the alcohol inks dry, they start to get sticky. You can press foil onto it and you get that kind of foiled marbled look. So this is a panel that I just made and I really liked it. And it's so beautiful, I almost don't want to hide it, right? You also have panels like this that you do this beautiful stencil work, right? And you kind of don't want to hide it. You just want to have that big panel and you want to find an interesting way to add a greeting. So here are a couple other panels that I have. This is a shaving cream one that I did. So in this case, you could, you know, make your panel as big as a card base, or you can layer it in and have the card base sticking out. And then all you really need to do there is, where are my little try me panels? Here they are. All you need to do there is add your little flag up at the top. Put your greeting on here. Let's see. You are in my thoughts. Let's do that. You are in my thoughts. You could put that up higher. You could stamp something right in there, and then you could add one of those cute little buttons in a coordinating color. So this is just a way to add a greeting to a beautiful background that you don't want to do anything else to. So that's why this is so plain. Now, you might want to like layer this in here and then move the flag down, but the idea is to just add the flag to the top of whatever your panel is and then add that little button in there and stamp your greeting. And you don't even have to stamp a greeting that's bigger than, it doesn't have to go outside, you know, you could stamp something that's smaller. I have some smaller ones here that you could stamp right onto that flag, like that, or you could pop it up, cut it out and pop it up like that. So I thought this would just be a fun one to have in your arsenal when you come across those gorgeous designs and you're like, oh, you know, like this one. I love this design right here. This is from a video that I did showing you how to do faux embossing. So doesn't that look like it's embossed and it's impressed in there? It isn't. It's just stamped. It's stamped with brown ink and then white ink, and it's staggered just a little bit to make it look embossed. All these videos are on my YouTube channel. Well, this is so pretty, I kind of don't want to put much over it, but you could put that little flag on there just at the top, and then you could add that sweet little greeting, that little hello friend. What's this greeting over here? Grateful for you. And then you could add a little wood-grained button that would make it look like wood. And this is just a way to use up all of those beautiful panels that you've created over the years. Because if you're like me, you've made panels and you're like, yeah, that's fun, but not right now. And you might have a stack of them like I do. So that's one of the things that I like about this layout. All right, now these layouts, these are all part of the Master Layouts 4 die set. This was one of our original postage designs way back many, many, many years ago, before that postage trend really kicked in. We had postage dies. And so all I did with that one die is cut 4 of them out and I spread them out. Now you can connect them all and they will connect very easily. They're lined up perfectly to connect, but you can also spread it out a little bit and make it look more like a window. So for something like this, you could do any of the postage style cards that we've done in the past, or you could pop a flower into each one. A different flower. Let's find some other flowers. Do we have any single flowers here? Okay, I know these don't all go together, but you know, humor me for the sake of this video. You could do 2 here and then add a little, let's add a little greenery there. You could do a layout like that and then just add your greeting. So obviously this is not a complete greeting, but maybe this would just be a strip sentiment that says happy birthday. So this is another way to do the postage where you're not actually stamping and coloring right onto the postage stamps, but you're popping these elements up and just using these little postage die cuts as grounding elements. So that's kind of a fun look too, right? And obviously we've done so many postage cards that you could mimic the postage fad using Master Layouts 4 just by connecting these together. You can mask them off with Masking Magic and ink blend in there. You can use the postage stamp sets that we have to add postage to these. Lots of things you can do. And here's another in a color. And then rather than having, like in the first heart, I had the greeting down here. Here I just drifted, just put the greeting right over the heart. So you might want to do something really simple, like have a bird, and then maybe have a beautiful element here. Let's put an element here. And then have the bird kind of sticking out over here. And then you can add whatever strip sentiment you want right over that heart, and maybe just let the point of the heart stick out so people know it's a heart. These are great. These hearts are great for grounding panels for anniversary cards, Valentine's Day cards, just anytime you're sending a little bit of love to somebody. The heart just softens it up. It's a great shape. When you normally would use an oval, a circle, a square, or a rectangle, throwing a heart in there just makes it feel a little bit more love. Okay, so that's these. Now, let's look at one other die set that coordinates with Master Layouts 4, which is Master Layouts 5. Now, we haven't gotten to 5 yet, but a lot of people ask me, what is the right size panel to go inside of Master Layouts 4? And that is the plain rectangle die from Master Layouts 5. When I designed this one, I wasn't really thinking, I wasn't really thinking about what size I wanted it to be. I just liked the way it looked on the card front. And so I wasn't thinking Master Layouts 1 or 2. I just thought, oh, I love that. And then in Master Layouts 5, a lot of people were asking for something to layer with it. See, I didn't think in the beginning that it needed a layer because it's not a frame, it's just a solid panel. And I thought, well, you know, you've got the solid panel in there. But a lot of people wanted to do a two-tone look. And I understood that, so then I created Master Layouts 5 and I added a panel that would coordinate with it. Now, you can either cut Master Layouts 5, the plain rectangle for Master Layouts 5, and pop it on top of Master Layouts 4, or you can use that Master Layouts 5 to cut the hole out. So this is just the frame that's left. See, there's no, let me see if I can take this out and show you a little bit better so there's less glare. You see how there's only that one stitched line? That's because I actually cut this out. This is a separate element here. See that? That's a separate element. That's just a frame, okay? And I did that by cutting out that scalloped rectangle and then laying this die on the inside and cutting it out, and it leaves that perfect stitched edge on the inside of that frame. So this way, if you want to turn this particular die into a shaker card front by adding Master Layouts 5 to your collection, which is our next in the series, so I'll be going over that, you can cut this out, put a piece of acetate on the front, and then pop this up and turn this frame into a shaker frame. So much you can do here with this Master Layouts die set. All right, so how about if we make a couple of cards and we'll go off of some of these layouts. So I think one that I definitely want to do is this, because I want to show you a little trick and a fun way that you can use this today. Okay, so let me get the book out of the way. We'll go back to the book in a little bit, but I want to get the book out of the way. And then I want to find my sticky mat. So where's my sticky mat? You know what? Here it is. Okay, so I have my sticky mat here. And what I'm going to do is, let me put these away because these are my little mix and match panels. And I won't be needing these anymore today. These are all of the pieces that I cut out for today's video. So I cut I cut a lot of these out because I didn't know if I was going to mess up and what I would need. So I have a bunch of these. Now, the nice thing about this for postage is you can turn this into an A2 card, right? If you have a slimline and you want to do a long card, you can make it into a slimline card and put your greeting down here at the bottom. If you want to make it a 5x7, maybe you want to turn it this way and have your postage stamps being wider, and then you could do a 5x7 card. So remember, you're not subject to the designs that I shared with you today. They're just like jumping points for you. You can do whatever you want, and you can flip things on their side and get a whole other look, right? So what we're going to do here is we are going to stick with A2 today, and we're going to use 4 of these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these on my sticky mat, and you can also use your grip mat for this if you don't have a sticky mat, and I'm going to connect them. Okay, so I'm connecting them together, and then I'm sticking them down onto the sticky mat. Okay. There we go. So they all connect together with no problem to give you that full-blown postage look. Okay. Now I'm going to use one of our stencils here. So this is the stencil that came in our most recent kit. It will be available as a standalone stencil next month. It's the Modern Hydrangea. And I'm going to start with this stencil right here. I'm just going to line that up like that. Okay. And now we're going to pick a color that we want to work with. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to mimic this design exactly as far as the outline of it? Do we want it to be like that? Or do we want to add the scalloped edge? I think we'll save the scalloped edge for something else because these already have a decorative edge on them. So we'll save that. So that means I can use any color because I only cut out pink here. So why don't we go with some of the, let me find my colors. This is the one part that I didn't plan ahead of time, is what colors I wanted to use. So bear with me here. I'm going to use our 2 spruces, light and medium. And then I'm going to use some of our carnations. I'm going to use the medium carnation and I'm going to use the light carnation. So we'll do some pink hydrangeas here. And I need to get my trusty ink stand because I can't make a card, can't ink blend without it. And that reminds me, I know Brienne is here in the chat. Thank you, Brienne. You know, I'm really leaning on you today, Brienne, because I found a whole ton of bits and pieces, and I don't even know what sets they're from. And I feel like you know our stamp sets almost better than I do now. So if I use something and I struggle, if you happen to know what it is and you wouldn't mind adding the names of things, that would be great. If Brienne is struggling or somebody's like, oh, I know what that is, I have that, go ahead and shout out what I'm using as far as stamp sets and stuff. All right, I am going to clean this brush, and I'm just doing that with a little bit of alcohol. I've got some orangey, peachy stuff on there that I want to get off. And this is a great way to clean your brush. It also softens it up again, which is really nice. And alcohol dries so fast, it evaporates really quickly, so your brush doesn't stay wet, which I really like. So look how much cleaner that is than it was when I started. It's a great way to clean them. I don't recommend saturating your brushes in water or alcohol. You can wash them, but just when you really are desperate to wash them, like for some reason, like you used some kind of weird ink or something. Okay, so I'm going to start with the light carnation. Ink this up real well. And we'll get some of that light carnation on there. And I'm just stenciling right through all the holes, off the edges. It is going to stain my mat a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt the mat. It's just going to stain it a little bit. You can clean it with water. You probably won't get all the ink off, but a stained mat is a well-loved mat, and that's what we want to do. All right. Now, if you wanted to use masking magic in between to block off all of the perimeters, you certainly can do that. But let's just see how this looks. So now I'm going to go in with some of the medium carnation. I'm going to take this stencil off. Okay. And I'm going to go in with the medium carnation on layer 2. So we'll make sure that we have that lined up well. And because I'm not like butting it up against anything, I'm just taking my time to place it to make sure that it looks pretty good. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. So now we're going to move to medium carnation. I'm going to use the same brush. And I'm going to go over with the medium. I love the carnations. They're so pretty. And if you're looking for a cardstock that looks really nice with the carnations, I really think Innocent Pink is a great choice. Dusty Rose also looks nice with it, but Innocent Pink is my favorite. I also like grays. So when you're doing pinks like this, a gray card base is really pretty, and it allows that color to really shine through. Okay, so that's layer 2. Let's gently take that off because we don't want to move our stamps. Oh, isn't that nice? Pink hydrangeas. Now we're going to lay the stems on here. And you can pretty much see that they line up okay. Even if you don't have it like butted up against a corner. And I'm going to start with the light spruce. So let me find a light spruce brush. I know this is a spruce brush. Let me just rub it off. It doesn't have a weird color on it, but it just might have too much color on it. Okay. So I'm going to use the light spruce first. The spruce and the carnations really look pretty together. The spruce has a little more blue in it than like jelly bean and fresh asparagus and those other greens. They're more yellow greens. This is a more blue green, very cool green. So if you're looking for an interesting green and you've got a lot of those olivey tones, this might be a fun color combo for your collection. I took so much stuff home last night, like stamp sets and die sets, and they're all in a bin, and they are a complete mess. So I apologize if it takes me a second to find a stamp set or something I want to use today. I've got to dig through this very messy bin. My bad, you know. What are you going to do?
Question, what is that mat you're working on?
This is the Gina K Designs Sticky Mat, and it was a free gift in our most recent kit, and it will be available on March 11th to purchase. So you'll be able to get one of these to add to your collection. So now I'm using a detail blending brush, and I'm using the medium spruce, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of like an additional color here just to kind of like darken it up. Because this one doesn't have 2 layers for the leaves, so we can kind of create the shading ourselves just by coming in at the bottom of each leaf where it kind of appears to be like growing out of the flower. And that'll just give us that little bit of depth and dimension that we're looking for. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. And also remember that our inks have a smoothing agent in them, so even when things look a little bit blotchy, it dries really smooth. You don't have to worry too much about perfection. As long as you're using good ink and good smooth cardstock. Okay, let's add just a little more here. Deepen that right under there. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Let's pull that off and see what that looks like. Okay, so now we've got that beautiful postage look. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my postage stamp set. I'm not trying to leave, but it's way over here, so I know I sound like I disappeared. And I kind of did, but not really. Maybe I put it in here. Honestly, I am just a mess when it comes to organization today. So, and then I was running late, so I ran in here at the last minute and didn't have a lot of time to dig out all the stamp sets that I wanted to use today. So, let me find it. You know what, Tom? Maybe you should be over here finding the stamp sets for me that I want to use on the next design. The set I'm looking for, just in case Brianne would like to share it, it's called Postcards and More. And if I can't find it, I might forego the whole idea. But I know it's in here somewhere. Come on. Postcards and More. Oh, well, this is terribly disorganized. Well, I think I'm going to forego it because I can't find it. But what I was going to do is add postcard elements on here. I really do need an assistant.
I'm going to get one?
No, I don't want you to run all the way back there and open one when I know it's in this bin. I just feel like I should be doing other things instead of looking for it. Let's see. Yeah, it's not in here. Well, it might be, but I can't. I can't take any more time to do this. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'm going to pull these off. And I want to make sure that I keep them in the order that I put them on the mat, because I want to spread them out a little bit like that. And this is the way it's going to go onto my card. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to decide what panel I want to put these on top of, okay? Now I could put them on top of that scallop like we talked about, and I'll just show you what that looks like because it is the right color.
You're good for stamps.
We could, what's it?
You're good for stamps.
Looking for stamps. It's called Postcards and More. But I feel like that doesn't do it for me, right? It just doesn't do it for me. So I think that this is going to be better put right onto a card base. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, Tom, I don't even think they're here. I probably left them at home. So thank you for looking, but he's up looking for me. Isn't that so sweet? Now, we can use panels. This is where our panels from our book come in handy. So let's take a look at Master Layouts 1. Okay. And let's take a look at Master Layouts 2. Because they're different in size. Obviously, Master Layouts 2 panels are smaller. They may be in this bin right here, Tom. In this right there. And so I want to look at them, and this is where our little try me pieces come in handy. So here's Master Layouts 1. Let's take a look at what this looks like and if there's room on here. Okay. See, I feel like there's room on Master Layouts 1. Now, I wouldn't cut it out in white. I would cut it out in a different color. Let's take a look at Master Layouts 2. All right, now I feel like this one's going to be too small, and the stitching is just going to be wrong, and yep, see, too small. That's where your little try-me pieces like this, your little tester pieces, really come in handy. We need a name for these pieces. I like the try-me panels that are all done, but we need a name for these. And guess what? Tom found my stamp set, so I am going to add some little elements of postage on here. So this is the stamp set that I'm using, the Postcards and More. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here with my zoom so you can see a little bit better. I'm trying to not like make you sick like you're on a ride at Disney. And then I'm going to get an acrylic block for this. I'm going to be brave and use an acrylic block. And then I'll use a little bit of black ink. It's probably good that I didn't have this right away, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes when you stamp and the ink isn't completely dry, things blur a little bit. Okay, so we'll add a couple postage elements onto this. See what we can do. And I always like to have a little piece of scrap paper close by just to test the stamp before I actually stamp it. So we'll test it and make sure it looks good. Need to ink it up a little more. There we go. Okay. So I think I'll put that up top here. There's a little empty space for that. Okay. I just have to get my head over it. Sorry. But there we go. See, now doesn't it feel more like postage now? It needs the little elements. Thank you, Tom. I promise I'll be more prepared next time. But honestly, I was falling asleep last night while I was working on this. And I know it seems like I should be planning ahead, but I don't have a head. Like, I don't have extra time to get ahead. I am eternally behind, so it's never going to work. Okay, there's the 5 cents. So let's put 5 cents down here. We'll do that. We'll put 5 cents right here. There we go. Okay. It was hiding in a little bin that I have. Right here. It was hiding in this little bin with all my all my foils. I don't know what I was thinking putting it in there, but something reminded me. And then I think I'm going to use this Forever stamp. I like Forever because there are Forever stamps, but it's also kind of could duplicate as an anniversary kind of theme or a wedding. Oh, everything. It's so hard to get ahead when you're behind. It just really is. And I am forever behind. All right, I'm going to turn this one and I'm going to put it right here on the edge. Right here. There we go. And we want our Facebook friends to know that we can see your comments coming through. We could see all of the comments coming through from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But sometimes we just, you know, there are so many people watching on YouTube, and sometimes it's hard for us, like the comments just go by really quickly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like I need one more up here, so maybe we will do this one, which is 40 cents. Is that 40 cents or 60 cents? What is this? 60 cents. Okay. So we'll do this one maybe down here. No, we'll do it. We'll turn it. Let's turn it and be creative. So we'll turn it. And we'll do it this way. Okay. So now that gives me a little bit more of a postage feel. Now, what will be nice is if we can cut this out using some, like a different color cardstock. And I'm thinking maybe, I don't think I have any soft stone here. Do I? Let's look at soft stone. I feel like soft stone would be a beautiful color to cut this out of. Because it's not, it's kind of whitish, you know what I mean? It's not too dark. But I feel like it'll just create a really pretty look for this card. Let's do that. Let's cut it out of soft stone. I can go one shade darker, which is Stormy Sky. Here's a Stormy Sky piece. See if you like this one better. If you feel like they pop more on the Stormy Sky, I think you're going to say that you like it better, because I do. I feel like it really makes you see the postage more with Stormy Sky. Let's go with Stormy Sky. Let's be brave and try something new. We'll be brave today. This is the longest card because the rest of them I have elements for. Okay, but I really wanted to show you how to kind of scrunch up all those pieces together. And, oh, we're going to die cut it with Master Layouts 1. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hand cut it because I'd have to get Tom over here to look through the bin. But if you were using Master Layouts 1, you would be cutting it to 3 3/4 of an inch. You get a much better cut if you use Master Layouts 1. 3 3/4 of an inch by 5. And that would be the panel, Master Layouts 1 size. And then I saw somebody say, do black, do black. I agree, there should be some black on this card. So that would be, we need a different piece of black cardstock. Let's see if I have any black cardstock. I don't have anything here. I think I took everything home last night. I really need to have at least cardstock at home. Well, what about slate? Would slate be a good color to go with it? Yes, let's use slate since I don't have black. I don't have black today. Maybe all my cards will be slate today. It'll be very interesting. So that, if you were cutting it using Master Layouts 1, it would be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. We can improvise anything. That's actually really pretty together. It's not quite as stark as black. I've actually been really enjoying slate as a color for my greetings and for my different die cuts. For example, I stamped this one with slate And I don't know if you can see the difference, but that was with slate and this is with black. So I don't know. This is just a hair softer. It's kind of like, I think I mentioned this before, using like a black brown eyeliner versus a black eyeliner. It just is a little bit softer. Tom hid the black paper. He probably did. Okay, so we're going to line these up on here, and we're going to space them out nicely. Like that. And then we can add a greeting in here, like you are. We can pop that up here in the center, and then we can add in my thoughts down here, like that. I think that's going to be pretty. You are in my thoughts. I like that. All right, so I'm going to get my big paper cutter out, and I'm going to cut a white card base for a background. I just have layering weight here. I don't have heavy base weight, but that's okay. It'll still look good. It is time for me to restock. Gotta restock my area. I tend to take stuff home from here rather than having a whole stash at home, but that's gonna need to change. I'm gonna have to have one of everything at home. My finger got in the way and I just pushed that over. Gonna have one of everything at home. I craft too much at home at night for any kind of like prep work that I have to do for these master layouts videos or for like the fused foiling gel video that's coming up next Tuesday. So I'm gonna have to find a way to have a little stuff at home. Darn it, don't you hate having to shop for craft supplies? All right, there we go. So we've got that on there, and now we're going to, we could pop these up to give it a little bit of dimension, or we could put them right on here. I feel like popping them up would be kind of cool. Let's see if I have some foam squares. Boy, look, that's all my foam squares I have left too. I have nothing here. I'm gonna have to put them right on the thing. All right, so I'm going to evenly space this like top and side. And then do the same on this side. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's touching a little bit. I'm going to move this over just a little bit more. Move it over just a little bit more.
You're working without that net again.
Yes. I'm constantly working without a net. Are you kidding? One of our really sweet members was like, Gina, could you give me a list of everything, or give us a list of everything that you're going to use in your video so that we can craft along? And it was so sweet and so sincere, and I just had to say, I can't do that because I don't even know what I'm going to use until I get there. I like just that little bit of spacing in between there because it really get your eye to focus on the fact that it's postage. Just gonna turn that a hair. Okay, all right, there's the first two. The second two should go on a little bit easier.
Okay, the Stormy layer doesn't have a stitch border, right?
It doesn't. It's I used the Master Layouts 1 layout. I didn't use Master Layouts 1, but Master Layouts 1 doesn't have stitching. So there's no stitching. If you wanted to use something stitched, we do have a stitched die that coordinates with Master Layouts 1, and that is in Master Layouts 14. So if you're looking for stitching but you need the bigger panel, that would be the die that coordinates. Okay, I like that little bit of separation between them. Now we could do you are, and then I just have to look and see what other greetings I have here because there are so many pretty greetings that I could use. Oh, goodness. You are happiness. No, let's go with what the plan was. You are in my thoughts. But I think I like overlapping this just a little bit onto that. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that does look better. So I can put this right on here. Oh, I see my tweezers. I was just going to complain that I lost them, but I didn't. So you are in my thoughts. This is easier to see when you use the tweezers. Otherwise, my hand is in the way, you know, and I can't see the other side to get it centered enough. And then I will use the You Are, but I'll pop it up. And I will do that with some small foam squares, which I must have somewhere. I have more small foam squares. These are the Gina K Designs 1/4 inch foam squares. These are the 1/2 inch, but I only have 5 or 6 of these left, so I'm going to save those for another card today. And I'm going to use our scissors, our detailing scissors, to just cut these right in half so that they're really tiny. And then we'll put some of this on here. I love the font in this set. So the stencil, the Modern Hydrangea stencil, and the greeting all were part of our most recent kit. And that kit is called Sending Flowers. That kit did sell out, but we will be selling all of the components separately during our next release. And somebody had asked when our next release is, and I can tell you that we're trying to do it for March 11th. That's the plan. But again, you know, everything has to come in. We have to make sure that we have everything in stock. And as long as everything is in, that is the plan for March 11th. That's still a way away. We're still in February. Doesn't March, tell me, do you agree with me? February sounds so like in the dead of winter, and March sounds like spring. When I hear that we're in March, I feel like we're in spring. Now, we could do it here or we could do it here. Which way do you like better? What do you like, Tom? Do you like it down here or do you like it up here?
I prefer it in the middle.
You like it in the middle. Okay. All right. So Tom says the middle.
Wow.
Tom says the middle. There we go. In the middle for Tom.
Wow, she's going with it.
There we go. And we could, of course, put some, everybody's saying at the bottom. So we could put some rhinestones or little pearls in here, which would be really pretty. A few little metallic silver pearls. It's okay. It's all right. We can always make another one and do it in the lower part. Not today, but, you know. Can always do that. So I'm going to put 3 little metallic pearls. What's that?
You did ask.
I did ask, yeah. I did. And, you know, I feel bad because a lot of times I ask and then I don't do what you want me to do. So I thought today I would honor whatever you said.
Wow, did you hear something?
No.
I told Gina one time that she took my breath away.
Aw.
Right?
Yeah.
And shortly thereafter, she asked me quite urgently to please take it back.
You're funny. Okay, I'm adding a total of 5 here. And there we go. A little sprinkle of gems. Okay, so that follows one of our layouts. Now let's get to some other layouts here, and some of them will be very quick and easy to do. So let's get the book. and see what we want to do next. Yeah, these videos are always longer because we do quite a few cards, but I love having you guys here, and I hope that, again, I hope that you guys don't mind that these videos are a little longer than our usual. All right, I feel like I definitely want to do this layout here. I think that this would be really pretty to do. So let's do this one next, all right? So the heart, we've got the buttons, and we've got a strip sentiment. Now, I may change up the strip sentiment. I just might have to do that. We'll see. So let's find a heart. There's a heart. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice is hearts and flags are really, really hard to design to layer perfectly. They really are. You can't just resize. Like a rectangle, you know, you can, if your rectangle is 3.5 by 4 3/4, you can just make it an 1/8 inch smaller and it'll work. But with hearts, it's not that easy. And with flags, things that like have weird angles, it's not that easy. And you're going to find that all of our dies that even have these kind of weird shapes, we really put the time into making sure that that perimeter was perfectly even going all the way around. All right, so I think what we're going to do here is we'll layer these two panels together. And I'm trying to focus mostly on master layouts for today. So if this is your only die set, that you can do these cards with this die set. Of course, it's nice if you have other ones to cut the panels, but if you don't, this is still going to look really pretty. Now, I'm going to put this aside for a second. And let's pick a color palette. So do we want to use these little flowers that I made earlier? Or do we want to save these for, let's save these for the next card. So let's go with this idea that we talked about where, because I feel like that flower is so perfect for the heart. I mean, it's like it wraps around there like it was made for it. And then we can pick any greeting that we want. We can do just something simple like hello friend in here, like that. And then we can add some little buttons. So I have a bunch of white buttons cut here. Let's pull these buttons out. These are all the pieces I made last night. I was a die cutting fool. Tom, did you hear me die cutting last night? Because I was like right downstairs below and I was cutting and cutting.
The house never sleeps.
It never sleeps. When there's crafting involved, of course not. It's always fun. All right, so let's colorize some of these buttons to match. So, and I want to show you something else too. I have a couple of these. I cut a bunch of these out. And I have one more here. Okay, so let's do 2 purple buttons and a green button to coordinate. So I'm going to get my sticky mat here. And I probably should clean the sticky mat first. So I am going to clean it with just a little bit of water and my tidy towel, just to remove any loose ink that's on there. Okay, there we go. We'll give that just a second to dry. I like to use the tidy towel because it doesn't, you know, produce a lot of water. Okay, and then the colors that I want to use are the light lilac, because that will match this flower. And I want to use jelly bean green. I might use medium lilac too, but we'll see. And then I'll use jelly bean green. So let's start with the light lilac, and let's pick the order of how we want the buttons to go. So we can use the stitched one, we could put the heart in the middle, and then we can use the plain one. So let's do these two in green. So I'm just going to stick them to the mat here. And then I'm going to get a blending brush. Clean this blending brush off a little bit. And then we'll get some jelly bean green ink. All right. We'll just add a little bit of jelly bean on here. This is not 100% dry. Let's try the grippy mat and let that dry a little bit. We'll use the grip mat instead. Just to give it a second to really dry. We'll use the grip. There we go. All right. Just to match the colors. There we go. They'll be cute. Okay, so let me pull these off. And then let's do the heart in the lilac. So we're going to use the light lilac. I believe for these flowers, and it was a while ago since I stamped them, but I think I only used the light lilac. So let's just use the light lilac so it coordinates really nicely.
Angie wants to know if your right arm is more muscled than your left from cranking the intricate so much.
From the intricate, from the ink blending, yeah, it probably is. It's funny. Definitely. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Now, if you want these to be a little bit more like real buttons, I would suggest that you layer them together, layer a few of them together. So that's why I die cut a whole bunch of these last night, because I thought that we could just layer them together with a little bit of glue. So we'll take a little bit of Connect glue. Add some Connect glue onto here. And then we'll find the same button. And then we'll just put the tweezer in there to shift it a little bit.
Will there be a new version of the grip mat coming?
There will be, not in this next release though. Okay, so now that tightened it up a little bit. I mean, it made it a little bit thicker and more feeling like an embellishment. Let me zoom in a bit here. There we go. I think that'll be better. And then we'll do one more. Just add that glue. Line it up. And then I'm going to go back around the perimeter and ink up the perimeter a little bit, but I'm going to let that dry first. And you can always put an acrylic block on top. I have a heavier acrylic block that I use. I like this block, and that's like a little paperweight. I'll keep it together.
That would probably work as a real button.
It probably would. Like after, you know what else you can do? You can always like tap these on Versamark ink and then coat them in clear so that they have a little bit of a shine to them. Yeah. And again, you know, we talk a lot about like mojo starters, like, you know, I want to make something, but I just don't have any ideas. These kinds of activities are really useful. Like if I had worked last night and later and made all of these buttons, then, you know, I could get right at it today, right? I wouldn't have to worry about it. So you can always sit and build buttons. You can sit and make sentiment strips. You can die cut little bits and pieces for your master layouts cards. Oh, isn't that funny? It looks like its eyes are going in 2 different directions here. Let me fix that. That is very funny. You know, I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's kind of cute. No, I am going to worry about it. It's kind of weird. There we go. So Tom, while I'm gluing these buttons together, do you have a word of the day?
Well, the word of the day today is kind of a group effort. Turned out to be kind of a group effort. We originally, I was thinking about the all the demo cards you did for the release,
Yes.
and I was thinking that's a good example of, and then the word of the day. But you had asked earlier if you said we need a name for those panels.
Yes.
And a few people, Donna and Irene, threw out some versions of the same word. So my word of the day was for your demo cards was Stamples.
Stamples.
And Donna and Irene said Stamplers.
Stampler. Those are great words. I love that.
Stamples and Stamplers. I
gotta
actually like Stamplers a lot.
We got to get Donna and Irene on the word of the day committee.
Yes, we can do a group word of the day. But Stamples and Stamplers, thanks to Donna and Irene. And back to the dead space.
Donna and Irene back there with you in the dead space.
That was another one.
So you can see I'm just kind of brushing the edges of the buttons this way because they are a little bit thick, that you don't see white on the side. Okay, and now I just need a little light lilac for the side here of this heart. Gonna get inky no matter what today, I've decided. All right. Now these buttons are definitely thick and they're very rigid, so you can use them just like an embellishment, like a wooden embellishment or a regular button, and you can thread any kind of thread through there. So we do have a little cotton thread that we can use. Let me put these back. Sorry, I know when I turn around my voice gets really quiet, but...
And yet another version from Jamadi. How about stamp plates?
Stamp plates. Oh, I like that too. That's good. I like that. Oh, Tom, they're giving you a run for your money.
Not too hard to do.
Oh my gosh. All right. So let's just feed this through and put a little bow on one of these, maybe 2 of these. Okay, so if you know how like I've literally woken Tom up out of a sleep just to like put his finger there, you know, when you're trying to make a bow. But the nice thing about these tweezers is you can use the tweezers, and so you don't have to wake your spouse up. You can use the tweezers as the finger, and then you can make your little bow. Just want to get it nice and tight, and then pull it back just a little bit so it's not too big. Okay, so there we go. Put a little bow in that button. It's kind Kind of cute. Let's cut this down a little more. So you can certainly do that if you want. You can add ribbon to that. Now, I don't think I'm going to add the ribbon, but I wanted to show you that the holes do work. So I'm going to pull this apart. It is cute, but you could just make a knot too. You don't have to do the whole bow thing. But I think I'm going to leave them open because I do like the way they look open. We used to have buttons that coordinated with all of our colors. And my mom used to pack all of our ribbon. She would roll all of our ribbons for our kits. This was back when, you know, people used a lot of ribbon and a lot of buttons and things on their projects. Okay, let's go ahead and cut a panel.
I think I dropped 1 million of those once.
Yeah, I think so. The sound that makes, right? Now I think we need to just cut a master layouts too here because I want to have a little decorative edge on this. So why not? Let's cut a master layouts too. I know I'm going to be really close here. That is way too close. Oh my gosh. What in the heck? What is that center?
That's okay. It's not on the...
It's not on the screen? Okay. All right. Tom must be working on something over there because my screen looks weird. All right. Now I got to find master layouts too. And I did put it over here, so I know it's here. Okay. So I have master layouts 2. Oh, is that master layouts 2? You know, master layouts 18 would look really good with this too. And that's our newest master layouts. But I'll use 2 for today. Why not? Make sure I'm in there. I'm building my muscle. Hey, you know, if we're building muscle while we're crafting, using die cutting machines and ink blending brushes, I mean, that's good. We can count crafting as exercise. I am all for that. Anybody else want to count crafting as exercise? All right. Well, I put my other die in the wrong spot, so I'll just cut that one by hand. Oh my goodness. And I don't have black cardstock, so I'm going to be using... Oh, here's some black cardstock. I just happened to look down, and there's some black cardstock on the floor. And it's already cut. Oh my gosh. Perfect. Okay, that was dumb luck. But sometimes, if it wasn't for dumb luck, I'd have no luck at all. Now, I think I'm going to do a little stenciling on here. So let me see if I can find a stencil. I've got a bunch of them here. Let's see what I brought with me. Fizzy is cute. Ooh, I love the decorative double. Let's do Fizzy. I'm going to do just a little bit of very soft gray stenciling on here. So, look at this here. And I should clean my grip mat off. Here's another problem now. I should have cleaned this off earlier. That's all right. It'll be fine. The grip mat is a stamp, so it just dries a little faster. And then we'll do the Fizzy stencil with just a little bit of gray ink. And I think I probably have a little gray ink left here on this blending brush. So let me move into can you get me off of there, Tom? Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit just so it extends outside of the heart a little bit. Not a lot. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, that looks good. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that looks good. Just enough. Just enough, a little something. And that's soft stone, that color. So let's go ahead and get this card all assembled. I did drop a button, so I hope I can find it. Let's get this on here, and then we'll do our little layout. So we're going to have our heart, and I love that it extends a little bit like that. And then this is going to extend even more off the side. Okay, and then we're going to have our little green button, our little purple button, and our little green button going up the side on the other side. And then we can pick any greeting we want. I think hello friend is going to be a perfect one. Let me just check and see if I have anything that I would like better. I did see grateful for you, and that's a really pretty one too. Let's look at that greeting. That might be a little bit bigger. That would be nice. Oh, that'd be a really pretty thank you card. Let's do that. And then for card bases, I do have some Wild Wisteria here that I think might be a really nice color for a card base. Let's take a look and see how that would look with the lilac. I think that's going to look really pretty. So let's go ahead with that. I'll cut this real quick. I'm going to just cut it on the floor over here. Floor organized. Rather than move everything all around here, we'll just go ahead and... Does anybody else feel like they need like 400 square feet of counter space when you're crafting? I feel like I do. I have a very, very tiny craft space here. There's not a lot of space. And at home, you know, it's kind of the same. But what I have found is I don't care how much craft space I have. Like sometimes I'll move to the kitchen counter. But no matter how much craft space I have, I still end up like working in this tiny little area because I just keep adding more and more junk to my tabletop and I don't put it away, especially when I'm live. Okay, so we're going to put this onto the card base, and then we're going to put the heart directly onto the card base. And then I think I'm going to pop that flower up. Everything going okay in your world over there, Tom?
Better than horrible.
And then we'll use those larger foam squares. We'll just put a couple on here. And we'll pop that up. I feel like I like the dimension of that, having that popped up like that. Is that something new now we have on our screen forever?
No.
Okay, good. All right. And I want to make sure that these stay within the card because it'll be a little easier to get it into an envelope. So that looks good. And I'll put this button here. This heart here. And this heart there, or that button there. I like that how that finishes that off a little bit. So I'm going to use small foam squares to pop these up. And I'm just going to put the foam square on the outer part and pop them in place. You can even go under a little bit there. Do another one. I think I'm going to use a smaller foam square for this. Put that one there. And one more. All right. There we go. I might glue that down I'll just put a little bit of Connect glue under there.
You know what stamp set those flowers are from?
The flowers are from the Delicate Dahlia. That was last month's kit. There we go. Let's put that down there like that for a second. See if I can Tetris this up. And then I'm going to put a little bit of foam on the Grateful and pop that up too. And we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, looking good. And we'll do Grateful for You right there. Oh, I like that. That's coming together really nice. Okay. Grateful for You. We'll put that right in here. There. And there's another card. Of course, we can embellish if we want, but I think that's good. Look how different the cards are, too, from this die set. There are just, you know, so many different layouts you can do with this die set. Okay, let's take that, that sunflower, all right? And let's cut this sunflower down with Master Layouts 2. Cut that down with Master Layouts 2. Because we are going to do we're going to do 2 more cards, this one and one more. And I think this card, I have to back out a little bit. I know I'm so, let's see, to know the sizes. Yeah, I missed that comment. Those comments are going by fast, guys. So one thing that I would recommend is if for some reason you have a question and you really need an answer to it and it didn't get asked here, you can always go into our Facebook group. So if you are new to Gina K Designs, we do have a Facebook group, and it's a fun Facebook group. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. You can join that Facebook group, and there are a lot of very helpful members over there that answer questions all day long. They're on more than our moderators and our admins, but our moderators and admins are on there too, and they are all happy to answer questions for you. So if we missed something, so this is Brienne, help me with this. Is this called the Spectacular Sunflower, Sensational Sunflower, Stupendous Sunflower Layering Stencil? I need help. Who knows what it's called? So this is a layering stencil set that came out in the fall. It was in our kit, and it is Sunflower Garden. Thank you, Brienne. So Sunflower Garden layering stencil. And I did a bunch of panels showing people different color combinations. Well, you know, it's fun to play with the different color combinations, right? But then all of a sudden, you've got all these panels laying around. And you don't want to cover a card like this. It's just too pretty. The colors I used on this were, I believe it was sweet corn and tomato soup, and then Turquoise Sea and Tranquil Teal. And those colors are so pretty. So this is one of those times where I feel like all you really need is a little flag with a greeting, and that's what we're going to do for this so that we don't take away from the beautiful layout that we have here. So this flag is from the Master Layouts 4 set. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? And that will just fit right up there. You can line it right up with the top of that card, and you can add your greeting. Now you can also, if you want, you can put your flag over here. You can put your flag this way. You know, you can do it all different ways. You can do this card this way if you like, whichever way it makes sense to you. But I'm going to do it like we did the layout in the book. And this is a great use for all of those beautiful panels that you make. Okay. And then we'll pick a greeting that we want to use. And of course I used all my buttons up, but you could add a button right there if you wanted to. I could cut one real quick. I can cut one in maybe Tranquil Teal, which I think would be very pretty there. And then we can just pick a very simple greeting like, hello friend. We'll put that on there. So let's go with the Tranquil Teal. And what we'll do is we'll match the cardstock base to the button. So I'll quick cut it down here. Okay. Crafting on the floor. Hey, don't tell me you don't do it. I know you do. Or you're crafting somewhere else that is no longer part of the craft room. It's just like you're moving somewhere else only because you don't want to clean up and you want to keep going. Okay. But this is really one of my favorite layouts for panels. These kinds of beautiful background panels. So we'll just pop that onto that Tranquil Teal. I think that's just a beautiful color combination. We'll get that on there. And then we'll pick a button. And I feel like I'm gonna, I want to use that button that has the stitching, the four-piece one, this one here. Because I feel like that one is, it's just so cute. With the stitching of the master layouts too and the flag. I think if you're only going to have one button, do that one. So I will cut that out with my mini die cutting machine. I have one plate. Here's another plate. Okay. And then we need the die set. Here it is. So we've got to find the button. There it is. A heart would be very cute too. So, you know, use your discretion of what you think you would like to do. But either one of a heart would be adorable. But also, I think the little stitched one is going to be very cute. So we'll just cut that out. In Tranquil Teal, this color is. Now, like I said, you could leave those little dots in there if you want to, if you feel like that kind of, you know, doesn't show anything through, and maybe you feel like if you have the holes that you have to put some sort of string in there. But I am going to pop the holes out because I don't feel like I need them. But they do kind of stay in there until you pop them out, which is nice. So if you decide that you do want them, you can go ahead and use them. Okay, let's get this out of the way. See how cute that looks? Now, do I dare use these little things as embellishments that popped out of the button? Would that be cute? If I can get them to turn over, I think it would be really cute. Look how cute! Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, you know, here's another one. I have to do it. I think that's so cute. All right, well, there's another use for master layouts for. You can use the little dots. I just saw it and I thought I had to use it. So I'm going to just tape this right down onto that spot. I want to get it like right, I want to get it right above the stitching so the stitching doesn't show through. Or do you like it down a little bit more? Like right there? I'll put it right there so it's just white. Okay. And then this will pop up with those little foam squares. Don't we get excited about the tiniest things? But seriously, that's very cute, and we should all be doing that. I want to see you guys do that. We have to do that. I thought I'd need smaller bits here, but I don't think I do. Maybe a little one down here. Okay, this went from like, I don't need many foam squares to like every foam square that I have on this sheet. Okay, I love this idea. Okay, we have to do that. So we have a die called Lots of Dots, and I saw somebody in our Facebook group. That's why I love our group so much, because there's so many creative people over there. And she used the Lots of Dots die set as an embellishment. And she just made tons of dots. She cut them out of gold and silver foil and stuff, and then turned them into the cutest little embellishments. And it's kind of fun to have dies that like double as an embellishment like that. All right, let's see how good I can be with this. I'll move that down just a hair. And that down just a hair. Sorry, I can't talk when I'm focusing this much. I feel like this one looked a little better. I don't know why. But there we go. Isn't that cute? You know, sometimes we just got to do crazy things. It's always the stuff that you don't plan that just makes you so happy. So there we go. So there's a third card. And you can see we're using just about every die in this set. All right, so let's make one more card using that really pretty scalloped rectangle, which is kind of the reason why I think a lot of people buy this set, is because they love the scalloped rectangle in here. And I think that I love it too. So let's use some ovals. I have my ovals in here somewhere. I can't find them. I think I have some right here that I can use. Okay, I'm going to use the biggest oval. This is the single stitched oval and the double stitched oval, because I want to like really just kind of suck up this card with a floral design. All right, now I'm going to get my big die cutting machine, although I believe, let's see, I believe, oh yeah, we can cut it out with the mini. Let's cut it out with the mini because it's right here. We'll get the mini die cutting machine. I like to use the grip mat to put the die cutting machine out. And I know I repeat myself a lot. I say like that, this in every video, but I always worry that somebody is brand new and they don't know why I'm doing something. So I like to make sure that everybody understands why I'm doing what I do. So I'm going to cut this double stitched oval. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more. Hopefully I didn't cut it too short. I don't think so. So I'm going to cut this double stitched oval from this piece of white cardstock. There we go. Looking good. And then I will cut a black panel. I do have a black panel here. So let's cut that out. Is this going to fit? Just has to fit through the machine. Oh yeah, it does. And I'm going to cut the single stitched oval out of this piece of cardstock. I'm glad this machine fits all of our shapes, like our ovals and rectangles and circles and all of that, because that makes it nice. I use these a lot, and other than the master layouts, you can pretty much cut everything out with the mini intracut. Okay, so we've got that cut out. Let's go ahead and take a look at this now. I'm going to layer these two panels together. My dies are so old. And dies really don't like go bad, but if you use a die, I mean, I've been using these ovals and circles and rectangles probably for, I don't know, close to 8 or 9 years now. Sometimes you may want to replace them if they're just war-torn. All right, so that, I like that a lot. Now I was thinking we could use some of these flowers from, I don't know which one I like better. This is from our Watercolor Garden ephemera pack, and it may be out of stock right now, but we should have it back in. And there's so many pretty flowers in here, but I feel like this color might be a little better. What do you think? I think this color might be a little better, so maybe we'll just go with these flowers. Let's see what else we have here. I think I have more of these. I have so many of these because I love this set so much. So we could do like this, like little floral design coming around the side here. And then we can add some bits and pieces of leaves. Let's pull that out and let's go like with a big one down here so that we've got a lot of leafery going down. These are nice because these are great when you need something fast and you don't want to make the ephemera yourself. These are pre-done, pre-cut, and you know, you just create your card the way that you want out of these. It's so easy. I take these with me like when I'm crafting on the go. These are nice. And you can make a lot of cards out of one pack. I have several packs here, but you definitely can make a lot of cards out of one pack. These were real popular. We had a kit a while back called Watercolor Garden, and this was part of the kit. So that's kind of pretty, right? Maybe have one small leaf coming in here. That's pretty. And then we can pick a really nice greeting. Oh, we have so many, but I don't have a lot of them cut. So did I already use Hello Friend? I did. I already used Hello Friend. This would be a very pretty sympathy card too. Wouldn't that be a pretty sympathy card? I like that. So let's go with this. And then I'm going to do just a simple white card base. No black outline on this. I know that's shocking, but I feel like in this case, as soft as this card is, that's really all that we need. So let's go ahead and score this card base. So you can see all my cards today were vertical cards, but you could always turn these designs. So this rectangle would be pretty as a horizontal card too. So would the heart. The heart would fit beautifully on a horizontal card. Now, one thing I want to tell you, some people use press and seal for this, and you can do that. You can use a piece of press and seal. I could try that. Let's see. I'll try it. I've got it here. Press and seal. Watch me mess it up, but press and seal is kind of cool because it's like a sticky, tacky kind of thing. Let's see if I can do this. Where you can like pick up your design. I hope this is the sticky side. You can pick up your design. Maybe I'm not doing it right here. Like if you get it exactly the way you want it. I'm just going to trim that out. I didn't need this big of a piece of press and seal, but I panicked. Oh, it doesn't work that way. See how easy it tore the other way? I feel like it's sticking. Sticking on both sides. That's not right. Okay. I'll just do it like this. Down. Okay. So now let's get this part of the design, this part of the card together first. So we're going to lay this down. Here. And then we'll put that oval right smack in the middle. We could pop it up, but let's pop up the design instead. So we'll just put this right in the middle. Oh, I love Innocent Pink, White, and Black. It's just so pretty. And now what we can do here is we can use foam squares. Put one there. One there. See how I'm like kind of putting it over all of the stems too, so it kind of like it's pushing everything together and holding it all in place. And then we'll use small foam squares. Where the heck did they go? Here they are. Now let's take a look at this again. So I'm going to put the small ones on toward the inside. And then I'm going to just kind of put one here in between those two leaves and one over here on that leaf. And then I'll put one up here, but not all the way up, just like there. So now when I lay that down, my design is exactly the way I had it before. And we'll just really smash down those foam squares to make sure that everything is stuck. I don't have any loose edges, nothing sticking out, like no little, I kind of covered everything with a foam square. And I think I'm going to put one more here too. Just one more right there. Okay. And then we can just lay this design down kind of like we had it. Not going outside of that card base. And then we can just press all of that. And we should be able to peel this off. And there we go. So that worked. Sometimes things work. So I see a little fray right here, and I'm just going to trim that off. There we go. All right, now I'm going to add the With Sympathy. I'm going to pop that up too. So I'm going to pop it up and just let it rest over these flowers and leaves on this side. Let's go. Oops, that's not even a foam square. That's just a liner. That's my static here in Wisconsin. We've got so much static. Between the static in the room, on my clothes, with my hair. But I found that if I rub a little lotion on my hands and then run it through my hair, all the static goes away. So I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. And of course, you can always use these strip sentiments too. You know, if you wanted to do a greeting down here instead, you could have that strip sentiment going across the bottom. But I feel for this card layout, just having the greeting right there is kind of the ticket. And then we'll put a few little embellishments here. We'll just do one there, we'll do one there, and we'll do one there, just kind of framing that out a little bit. And I think I'm going to use the small gold pearls because I love pink and gold together. Somebody told me I have to get like one of those, I don't know if they're called diamond painting trays, because it always puts your gems upright and you can pour the gems in there. I have to look into that. Let's see what they look like. Make such a mess with my gems. But all right, so there is another card layout, and I think with these cards, let me just clean the way I normally clean at home. Just frame it all out nice here and zoom in just a little bit so you don't see any of that. Anybody else clean like that at home? Just push things out of the way. There we go. All right, all cleaned up. There we go. Let me get all the cards. We've used every single piece here in the Master Layouts 4 die set. And we've created some really unique cards that are very different from each other. You know, that's what I love about this set, is this set was made to be an add-on to Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2. So you can see by using Master Layouts 1, which is this size here, you could do that postage look. By using Master Layouts 2, you can make use of all of your beautiful background panels. And just to add something simple like an oval in there. We could have made this same card and used the heart if we wanted to. But sometimes I like to mix and match, so I wanted you to see how you could do all of that as well. Well, what do you think, Tom?
Whew!
There's some fun cards here, right? I think my favorite thing is these little dots. I think that was really fun to do. And I liked using the press and seal for this. I liked butting these all up together and then spreading them out afterwards. Which is your favorite card here, Tom? Do you have a favorite?
I think the teal one
You like the sunflower,
very
right?
neat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you might like that. This is a nice masculine design, too. Like if you have a leaf, some kind of layered leaves, or you just make your own background paper using beautiful leaf stamps, you could turn this into a more masculine-looking card if the sunflowers aren't, you know, for you. But I'll tell you, you know, it's so nice just to have something so simple like that. And one other thing, do I have that bird here somewhere? I know I had that bird. You know, where is it? I know he's here. I just saw him.
To the right on the bottom.
To the right on the bottom. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so for example, let's say this kind of card was a little too plain for you. By simply adding an element like that, it just changes it, right? Changes the whole thing. So simple to do that, to add just an extra little element in there. And then you have more of a focal image and less of a simple background. So try, play, you know, just get all your stuff out and mix and match. Make your templates so that you can, your stamplets, so that you can, you know, see what things are going to look like together. And, you know, see what you can make. Share it in our group. Now I'm going to have Tom show you again the name of our Facebook group because we'd love to have you over there. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. Come on over, answer our, we have security questions, and then you have to agree to the rules, and we'll let you in. It's a private group, so even if you want to show your Christmas cards, none of your friends will see them, but you'll get 48,000 of the nicest crafters on the internet. And they will be loving what you make because everybody's so encouraging over there. And then if you missed any of Brianne's links, I know she's been working so hard for the last 2 hours. Brianne, we appreciate you so much. This was longer than I thought it was going to be, but this was a pretty intricate die set. If you missed any of Brianne's links, you can find everything that I used today over on our website at ginakdesigns.com. And then if you like this video, and we sure hope that you have, if you wouldn't mind, we're getting so close to 200,000 subscribers. We would love you to hit the subscribe button, become a subscriber, and then hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. And if you're so inclined, we'd love a thumbs up on the video because it really does help our video go out to more people. Well, everybody, this was so much fun. We're going to give away a gift card, so I hope you're still here. All you had to do was leave a comment. All your comments from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch have been coming in. We're going to pick a winner for a $15 Gina K card, and you can use it whenever you want because they don't expire. All right, you ready, Tom?
Here we go.
Okay.
The winner is is Carmen Can. Carmen Can.
Yay, Carmen! Congratulations. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we will email that digital gift card your way. All right, everybody. Well, Tom and I will be back next Tuesday night. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the new Fuse foiling gel, showing you lots of ways that you can use it with or without foil. So I hope you will join us for that. And then next Thursday, we'll be back with another Crafternoon Live. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.